Hey guys, Pile Lego here. Today I have my custom Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Ganondorf. It is a brick-built model of the primary antagonist of the Wind Waker. The Legend of Zelda is a great video game series. I suggest you check it out. I am a huge fan. Wind Waker is special to me because it is the very first game, well, actually Wind Waker HD when I got my Wii U. It was the very first Legend of Zelda game I got before getting Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword, and hopefully more games in the future. It's a great video game series. Ganon in Wind Waker is probably my favorite iteration because of how fleshed out he is as a character. He has very compelling motives that I think allow the player to sympathize with him. On the back, I've brick built the design of, I believe it is, what's his, the Helmrock King, the giant bird he sends to attack Link. I use cape pieces fastened by this modified 1x1 plate with the clip on the side to the arms to give it a little bit more of a cloak appearance. His arms are fully posable, and I can assure you this is very stable. Originally, when I designed it, the arms snapped off pretty easily, but redesigns ensured that they would stay on. His head may be my favorite part. It's brick built and it is static. Unfortunately, it cannot rotate, mainly because it is connected back here to the actual the back of the cloak. This uses a lot of studs not on top technique. This is those are some modified slope pieces curving this way. I have some wedges right here underneath the arms. I have one of my favorite uses, part usage in this MOC is the 1x2 plate, the black wedge plate, to get the curvature of his black cloak over his white band. Really like that. His hands were created using a gray render of these pieces. And what is the final boss of a game without some sort of weapon? So, to complement Ganon, I have designed his two swords. They're identical copies of each other. I took a brick with studs on all four sides, plus the top and an anti-stud on the bottom, and attached some clips around that to fit these golden tooth pieces in. I used this recolored like Ninjago blade piece in silver for his blade, and then I used a lightsaber hilt plus a tile, like a circular 1x1 circular tile in pearl gold. So those clip directly into his hands to give him a very menacing appearance. I especially like the amount of posability that you can get. It's not a very static figure, ignoring the head. You can get a lot of expressions. Also, I am considering changing out the eyes for a different color, but I'll see where that goes in the future. I may make an update video. As for his legs, they are almost entirely concealed by a cloak in-game. So I decided to build around them, so he actually has no legs. It's just flat on the bottom. Inside, I have a bunch of studs not on top basic pieces like these, the 1x1 brick with studs on all four sides, same thing I use for the swords. I also use some bracket pieces and some other special pieces, like for example underneath his neck I had to create a small little area that would cover up a gap there, and I used the in Friends nowadays they're used for fastening the Friends figures into seats. But before they created that piece, the piece with like the very thin, it's like a tile piece, a modified tile piece. If I had one, I'll probably put one on the screen. But then it has a like a third of a brick thick wall coming up. A modified version of that piece is used in, like I said, in Friends to fasten the mini doll figures to their seats and like vehicles. So that's that. Very interesting part usage there. My favorite part of the design, like I said, is probably the head. Especially, that's the bit of a creepy look, but the nose. Let's see if I can get this to focus. The nose is constructed using a minifigure bracket, a neck brace, connected to dark gray cheese slope, dark bluish gray cheese slope, which is then put on top of a jumper tile, and that gives you the nose design. So I really like that. This was a lot of work went into this. It took probably sometime between 3 to 5 hours to design. So a lot of work and looking at the design of Ganon in game. I got some screenshots and reference to go off of. The scale is pretty close. Wind Waker is a much more comical art style, so sizes are exaggerated. So when compared to Link or Zelda in that game, Ganon is 3 or 4 times bigger than them. So this is actually a pretty accurate scale representation. My favorite part usage, not necessarily thing to design, is probably either the capes on the arms, I really like that, or these 1x1 studs with the hole in the center for the lightsaber bars to go through in yellow. They create the eyes of the Helmrock King design on the back of his cloak, so I really like that. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Any suggestions? I appreciate constructive criticism. Please refrain from just bashing on this. Not everybody has a positive opinion of what others will create, but do not be disrespectful in your criticism. But like I said, I appreciate constructive criticism because I am not the best Lego builder in the world. So I like and appreciate ideas from other people that help me improve my designs. If you like this video, share it with your friends. It's always good to spread the news of good work in the Lego community. And be sure to subscribe. I'm going to try to put out some more custom MOC videos soon. And this has been Pile Lego, signing off.